So it has been a minute since I've been uploading videos consistently, and I'm not gonna quite be back to uploading consistently just yet, just because there's just been a lot of stuff in personal life, good and bad, not gonna go into details, of just preventing me from like streaming and making videos and whatnot. But I am hoping I should be able to come back to that in October about. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to make a quick video and put in my 2 cents because obviously Baldur's Gate 3 has been out. It's come out on the PS5, they're working on the Xbox version. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents on this whole developer debacle of people saying, oh, you know, don't hold all RPGs to this standard and it's gonna hurt the gaming industry. My thoughts with that is, so, if you sit there and you expect, let's say, a one-man developer to make a game exactly on the scope of like Baldur's Gate, like take for instance Toby Fox. I never played Undertale, I know the hate's gonna come. Undertale is very critically acclaimed and there's really a lot that does, you know, really well. But it was still pretty small team. Obviously there are games that, you know, look better and even story and everything, like for instance Baldur's Gate, there is more content in it. Take another like horror indie game, what is it? The Unholy Trinity? What is that I can't remember what that Unholy Trinity game is called, but it's like they're kind of like 8-bit looking style and everything. That was made by one person. That game is being very like praised. Like people are saying it's really good. So in, you know, expecting, so if you sit there and it's like a really tiny, maybe 5-man group or something of devs or whatever, like I don't know what the exact, you know, scope is, but we're just gonna go with like a 5-man. If you expect like a 5-man group to make an RPG that's on the same scale as Baldur's Gate, then yeah, that would be completely unfair to expect that, because while Larian is, you know, it's not a main developer, they do still have, obviously, a very good sized team and budget and all of that. Like, I'm not discrediting what they did, but they have, obviously, a team and a budget that can manage a game of that scope. No one is going to expect indie developers to live up to the hype and, like, the polish and everything of Baldur's Gate 3. Where I think most people are coming in, and this is something Senor Sylvian and I have talked about, is AAA company. Because, like, take for instance the Call of Duty games and everything that have been coming out, they're terrible. The next Call of Duty Modern Warfare is already coming out, and they just released one last year. But they've already got it announced and everything. So, you know, it's like, it's kind of obvious that you don't really care. And the thing is, okay, and also on that same hand, using you're a small studio also doesn't excuse a lot of things, because like take Golem for instance. Yeah, that game was absolutely terrible and there was no excuse for it to be released in that state. I don't care how small of a studio you are. Like, there was no reason for the game to be released like that and then, you know, charge the $60-$70 for it. Like, that's unacceptable too. I think what most people are saying when they're saying Baldur's Gate 3 is the new standard for RPGs, at least from where I'm coming from even, is that AAA companies need to start, like, upping their products. Because there's no excuse for the state a lot of games have been released in. Take even, for instance, like, okay, Callisto Protocol. I love Callisto Protocol. I thought it was really good. But it probably shouldn't have been released on PC and Xbox, because unless you had a PS5, the game was not running. The game was not going to work for you. It was going to look terrible. It was not going to run. So, you know, that's even just another instance of they should be doing what Larian Studios is doing, where they release the PC version, then they release the PS5, now they're working on the Xbox version to release that. Like, systems like that showing they're taking time and care into things. And I mean, it took Baldur's Gate 3 like 20 years. Like, Baldur's Gate 2 came out like 20 years ago. So it's like, okay, obviously you can take the time and put in the effort to make these games. So I think don't be fooled by these people who are all panicking and everything, like, oh, they're just releasing too high of expectation for RPGs with this. No, it's more we're calling out big companies and saying, look, if a studio like this can release a game like that, then what's your excuse? Nobody is saying these tiny indie dev teams all need to equate up to the level and scope of this game or any other game like that. Nobody's saying that. Because even, like, take a look at, like, Chilla's art, pretty small. Like, people like his stuff still. And, you know, he's just a small company, but no one's sitting there like, oh, well, I mean, it's no graphic level wise and everything like Baldur's Gate 3, but people still enjoy it because there's effort and everything put into it. That's all people are asking. Mostly people are calling out that this should be the new standard for AAA companies who have the teams and the budgets to get this done. So, yeah, that's just my kind of short thoughts on Baldur's Gate 3. Highly recommend, if you couldn't tell. Highly recommend getting it. Love it. But yeah, like I said, I am hoping to be returning to streaming and videos sometime in October. Should be, you know, I'm not going to give an exact time frame in October, but it definitely should be in October. But anyway, that is going to be it for today. I have Twitch for whenever I am streaming, Discord, all of that is linked in the bio, as well as my second channel. But yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and give a like. What are your thoughts on Baldur's Gate and this whole developer expectation situation? And yeah, I will see you all next time. Bye.